Good afternoon. This is Media Center, Ukraine, Odesa, and we're happy to welcome you in our Media Center. And now we are going to discuss the development of comprehensive plans for the special development of territories of territorial communities in Odesa region. Our speaker is Nadiia Belenko, head of the Odesa Regional Department of Urban Development and Architecture, chief architect of Odesa region. Could you please explain us what is meant by comprehensive plan for the special development and why we need it? Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the invitation, and I would like to congratulate everyone on the Independence Day of Ukraine and to wish prosperity to everyone. And I have several questions to you. Have you ever tried to answer the question, how do you see yourself in 5, 10, 20 years? Have you ever thought about this? And just imagine that you can plan your life for the next 5, 10 years. And if you had answers to these questions about your future life. And now, territorial communities have such a tool that can help us to plan our time and our development. And today I would like to explain to you a very complex topic. This is special development, and this is a very narrow topic. And if we ask someone about what is special documentation, I don't think that people will be ready to answer right away. And I would like to tell a bit about the structure of our country to explain why we need the special plan. On the 1st of April 2014, the decentralization reform took place, providing a lot of opportunities for territorial communities together with their liabilities. Territorial communities got right to manage their life, to manage their development, and also to plan the territorials which were the part of those territorial communities, including the territories both inside and outside different towns and cities. Special documentation, the development documentation has different levels. There is a big scheme of Ukraine, which is a very important document for us. This is the state level. Then we have regional level. These are planning schemes for territories and regions. And we also have local level. These are master plans for territorial communities, comprehensive special plans, and detailed plans for the developments of territories. Why do we need this special plan? What is objective of this plan? First of all, is to ensure sustainable development. This allows to follow the principle of interoperability of the state, local, and private interests. Complex plans define the planning structure for territorial communities, including road infrastructure, social infrastructure that includes schools, kindergartens, the recreation venues and places. These plans also envisage engineering and also the areas of the social protection of people from dangerous natural processes. So globally, this is the economic development of territorial communities. Let's change our briefing a bit. So this is the document which is needed by the state authorities, architects, to be able to build, to construct following the rules and laws. But this is a very simple approach to this. Could you explain what positive or negative consequences can we expect from the spatial development documentation, and how it will affect lives of ordinary people, how it will affect them? In simple words, the complex plan is needed for territorial communities. Territorial communities undertake the development of their territories, and they need a map for that. Territorial communities own not only the lands and territories inside their settlements, but also outside. And they need documents to be able to maintain everything that they have inside and outside. There are some legislative changes which are called the complex plans for spatial development. Such complex or comprehensive plans include also the documents related to land management, not only development. Comprehensive plans have 3 levels. But first, it should be developed following the decision of a head of a territorial community. For that, they need to collect data of the documents developed before, including different types of plans, detailed and territorial plans. And then there should be the discussion inside the community, and the population of territorial communities can participate in such discussions, and the thoughts of the people are very important. Then the tasks, the terms of reference should be developed. There are procurement procedures for the designed services. And the next stage is to develop the basics of the plan. What is meant by that? This is a territory. For a comprehensive plan, the scale is 1 to 10,000, covering different types of houses, roads, enterprises, factories. So the comprehensive plans also have such a topography base, which is rather detailed. This shall be developed taking into consideration all interests, like road hubs, interests of businesses, possible investments. Some people would like to build a house or lease a lake. This also includes zoning plan. Everything is digitized, and then it shall undergo the scrutiny. It should be discussed by local council, involving different type of stakeholders, like people responsible for historical heritage, lawyers, the state emergency service, etc. And as a result, they get the planning document that includes also the land management, allowing to have the full inventory of land plots within that community, including privately and state-owned territories. So there will be no territories that will not belong to everyone. And some design companies showed me the pilot project of such comprehensive plans. For example, there are the documents on the territory which should be a private house, but it is used as a hotel. Everything should be bring in line with the law, ensuring revenue to territorial communities' budget in line with the documents existing. And we have a lot of such cases of improper use of different locations and venues. So these plans allow to manage the land properly and to develop settlements, and which is important for the developing plan of further development of territorial communities. For example, communities want to develop different types of enterprises or to build factories, and they can attract investments for that. Let's stop here, and let's imagine that the special development plan is there. After that, heads of territorial communities can plan development of their communities in line with that comprehensive plan. And what if there are errors in such comprehensive plans? This is impossible because comprehensive plans undergo first scrutiny, and then it is considered by local councils. And I've mentioned the development of maps. For such plans, it is very important. The scale is 1 to 10,000, but it's 5 centimeters per pixel. So this provides a lot of details. We can see the borders between different land plots, their boundaries, and this is very important. Let's imagine that there is a recreation center built on the territory of some territorial community. It is built on the land which, according to the documents, is agricultural. It is impossible because before construction, no, but if it's already there, before the development of the plan, and then this territory should be bring in line so that we should change the target usage of those territories. So the documents should be brought in line with the reality, and then it will be included in the cadastre. And is this procedure envisaged or should be considered by local authorities? No, everything is envisaged by the law. And it is great that we are going to have inventory, because we will get information about all areas in our oblast. The sooner we start, the sooner we will be able to ensure our future development. The complex plan takes around a year and a half to develop. When are you going to start? Now we are consulting territorial communities, and 19 territorial communities have already decided to develop such plan. 19 out of 91. Yuzhninska community has already developed the topography base, and it can start designing. There is a subvention provided by the ministry to develop such comprehensive plans. All heads of territorial communities are aware about the necessity of this work, and they do everything possible to launch this process, which is important for all regions of Ukraine. After all 91 territorial communities decide to develop such plan, it will take around a year and a half to develop it. Actually, no, there are 3 stages. First is design. So there's this urban part, strategic and environmental assessment, and land management. All there requires some time. And if the development council will have some questions, then everything should be corrected. So generally, it can take up to 1.5 years, depending on the size of territorial communities and other issues. As far as I understand, it is very difficult to forecast when the comprehensive plan will be developed for the whole region, because only 19 territorial communities have already agreed. And yes, we also are facing the war. Does it impedes the process somehow? No, the resources. So there is the lack of resources, but I think that the heads of territorial communities will succeed. When the document is designed, developed, and approved, will it improve the investment attractiveness for territorial communities? I think that it could increase attractiveness for investors by 1,000%, because when you can plan for 5, 10, 20 years, it is possible to ensure sustainable development of your territories. And I think that we will be gradually developing, because it is very important to have development plans. We have a lot of problematic issues in our work because there is the lack of urban documentation, and such documents allow development and selection of different type of businesses, and it is very important to have special development plan for that. If only 19 out of 91 territorial communities have agreed to develop such plan, I have a question. If it is really needed, why other territorial communities are reluctant to opt to that? But actually, gradually they do. Because first, they want to get our advice. So what can be, what reasons can territorial communities have not to approve such plan? There should be no reasons, because this is envisaged by our legislation. But they need time to collect data. So they need to discuss it with their population, with their investors, businesses, and then can make a decision. They agree everything, but they just need to collect data. So it is not that they are reluctant to agree, but it's just that they are collecting data. There is a deadline envisaged by the law when they must develop such plan? Yes. The documents should be prepared by 2025, so they don't have much time, taken into consideration that they will need now a year and a half. But I think that the date will be postponed because of the war, that it can take even more time. But now this is the deadline envisaged by the law. That's why we actively work with our communities. We consult them and we try to help them if they have any questions. But they are getting ready. Now we have 19, but we will have more of them. 19 are ready, and Yuzhninska community, they have made the first step. They developed that map in the scale 1 to 10,000, so they can start developing projects, inventory. They can conduct strategic and environmental assessment. And I think that they will be a good example for other communities. They will speed up when they see the result of the territorial community, because it will be the first to show results. And that will boost the development of their businesses. They will get bigger revenue to their budget. And I think that other communities will follow up that example. Thank you. Thank you very much for information provided. That was the briefing of Nadiia Belenko, the Chief Architect of the Odesa region. Thank you for being with us. Our next briefing will be at 2 p.m. That will be the presentation of the program of Ukrainian Postal Service. Stay tuned.